Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man, BTM, up with a super chat. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And XRP is named top altcoin by Grayscale. Shout out to Grayscale and XRP, but you can tell the momentum for XRP is starting to shift. And as I told you at some point, right, the adoption will come and the momentum will shift, and people will begin to pick up on the revolutionary tech that XRP actually is. So thanks for joining on this Wednesday hump day, this XRP future day. So let's start with the sponsor. Shout out to Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is a crypto brokerage that'll help you along on your crypto journey, and you can see them in the description. Caleb and Brown helps 24/7 support, gives you a real person to talk to, not an automated system, not a buffer. Actual people that are concerned and help you on your crypto journey. And you do get a one-on-one broker. And I need to check back on my broker. I need to run my cheese. Now I'm playing, but I do get a personal broker as everyone that signs up. So if you have questions, you talk to the same person, and there's not confusion and updates and trying to re-explain um, what you like, don't like, and what you're looking for in your crypto. The actual broker already knows that information for you and therefore is very helpful. So shout out to Caleb and Brown, and also take time to help if you need help or updates, and they are there to jog you on that journey. What up, Silver Days, the hardest working man in crypto? I see you out here. BTM Crypto News Network. Let's go. Hit that like button. Go ahead and hit it and join the BTM mob. Let's go. So moving forward, Wendy O. So amazing XRP named the top altcoin by institutions. Grayscale just confirmed the massive interest. So shout out to the XRP army and the XRP holders. Let's play this video real quick.
We have verified proof that XRP is the second most popular crypto in the world. And it's not just my words, even though I've been telling you guys this over and over again because I read all of your comments. But more importantly, the institutions are recognizing. And right after Bitcoin spot ETF, the XRP ETFs and traditional financial instruments were incredibly successful. On top of that, XRP holders hit a new all-time high of 507,110. Now let's go ahead and listen to this clip from Grayscale, one of crypto's TradFi leaders in the space, about XRP, what their clients are asking for, and let's go ahead and figure out if we can speculate anything at all.
We have a strong, vibrant community. I think it generally, from blockchain and crypto perspective, there's a lot of cases where product market fit has kind of lagged the price sentiment and the narrative. We think that that's going to change over time. Battle tested blockchain that has a real opportunity to capture market share as we see the proliferation of these use cases. And ultimately, I think a lot of the excitement comes just from the demand. So, as we talk to investors around the country, enthusiasts, stakeholders. It's one of the broadest communities, and there are a lot of diehard fans. And the sales team was just telling me that, anecdotally, advisors are constantly asked by their clients about XRP. And in some cases, it's the second most talked about asset in this community behind.
As always, welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every single day. I'm Wendy O. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, set alerts to get more. Now, in this clip, it was the Grayscale head of product, and she said advisors are constantly asked by their clients about XRP, and that in some cases, XRP, the second most talked about asset in this community behind Bitcoin. And she's 100% right. XRP is an absolute powerhouse because of what Ripple is doing. Now, even though Ripple might not work with retail in any capacity, XRP is the bridge that allows you to essentially be a part of what Ripple's building. Basically, Ripple is building a way to get in between the predatory practices of the institutions. They are competing with the institutions to bring more transparency and help them save on their bottom line, expand their business. And the way that impacts XRP in a positive manner is that XRP is used for various types of settlement when it comes to RLUSD and XRPL. And remember, RLUSD is their stablecoin that is built on Ethereum and XRPL. And the reason why they picked Ethereum is because it is, in fact, Wall Street's chosen one. Right now, Harvard actually lightened some of their original investments into the Bitcoin spot ETF from BlackRock, and they're starting to diversify into Ethereum ETFs, which is incredibly smart because Ethereum, again, is one of the assets that is the chosen one of BlackRock thus far. Now, it doesn't mean that that won't change. It could be Solana one day, maybe XRP, who even knows? But right now, if we follow the money, not only do we know that retail's top pick is XRP, but following the money as to Ethereum, that is Wall Street's baby. And the way that that relates back to XRP is because Ripple's stablecoin RLUSD is built on XRPL and Ethereum. And again, I think that was an incredibly smart move because it will eventually start to add liquidity back to XRP because yeah, that's how that works. But overall, this is positive news and this is good news. And we should expect to see some more XRP ETFs launch soon. And hopefully things will start to pick up once the bull market resumes. And right now, Standard Chartered actually changed their price prediction on XRP and they lowered it by 65% from $8 to $2.80 by the end of 2026. And I actually like this prediction. I think it's a fair prediction. I think it's a decent prediction. However, that may change if we start to get bullish again. And of course, as you guys know, we're literally just waiting on crypto market structure. Goodbye.
So shout out to Crypto Wendy. As she says, XRP is also there as well, and Ethereum. And I think XRP is going to flip Ethereum. Phantom Beats 77. I'm 76. Different strokes rule the world. Bro, what do you know about different strokes? What you know about that? That's old school. These youngsters don't know about that. Different strokes, different strokes, different strokes. No, let me try. Cool. XRP has fallen roughly 29% over the past month, but some traders say the correction may be nearing exhaustion, setting up for a potential relief rally. Trader notes crypto trader Columbus said XRP appears to have completed a clear 5-wave impulse decline, often signaling the final phase of a broader corrective structure. Price is stabilizing near the 105 to 110 as a key demand zone. Areas align with prior structure support, also matches a projected Elliott wave completion region. If the correction is complete, Columbus says the scope for a multi-leg relief rally towards $1.80. Trader something highlighted XRP's 1-week funding rates have turned deeply negative, while open interest has declined to multi-year base levels. Historically, extended negative funding has coincided with major bottoms, including the 2022 cycle low, with only a deeper spike occurring during the FTX collapse. Prices now attempting to form a base around key intermediate levels, reinforcing the possibility of at least a short-term rebound. Crypto Tony cautions while the relief bounce may occur, first, a larger downside move could still follow. He advised traders to avoid becoming overly bullish on the initial upside reaction. Statistics, crypto chart analyst Ali Martin reported XRP's network activity declined nearly 29% week over week, with active addresses failing from 55,000 to 40,000. The drop in participation may reflect a broader consolidation through it contrasts with improving derivative sentiment signals. Grayscale's head of production and research said advisors are constantly fielding client questions about XRP, calling it the second most talked about asset behind Bitcoin. She emphasized the strength, vibrancy of the XRP community within the blockchain and crypto cycles, pointing to the sustained demand interest despite recent price weaknesses. XRP emerges as the crypto everyone's talking about. Grayscale says, shout out to Grayscale. Reports of real world trials and settled questions from advisors are giving XRP its network fresh attention, but the story is part of optimism and part early stage testing. Grayscale's investments reports growing advisor questions. According to the people familiar with the sales desk, the firm team keeps hearing the same line from financial advisors. Client wants to know more about the token. That curiosity, while loud, does not automatically mean money is moving in large sums. Ray, who leads the product and research at Grayscale Investments, said Grayscale XRP is among the most talked about crypto assets, with many investors discussing placing it just behind Bitcoin. So that means in front of Ethereum, if you didn't know. Just throwing it out there. The firm's role in sales research gets asked about, often leads product teams to track demand. Still, reports say advisors' interest is now a regular part of conversation that once focused entirely on Bitcoin. Advisors are constantly asked their clients about XRP. In some cases, it's the second most talked about asset in this community behind Bitcoin. I don't want to be the I told you so guy, but I'm telling you, all they needed was a little push. Reports have disclosed that big names in finance and payments are running trials on the network. BlackRock and MasterCard have linked to exploratory projects testing tokenization, instruments, and settlement funds. Pilots were set up to see whether on-chain liquidity and programmable money can shave steps from traditional processes. The work is at testing scale. It is not yet routine, and most of what the public is limited to proof points. And of course, they're not going to tell you how the testing going. They're not going to tell you what's testing. They're not even going to tell you they're looking at it until they actually start using it. And if they're testing it 9 times out of 10, they're going to use it, guys. Just read between the lines here. They're not going to test something and not use it. They're going to test it and they're going to streamline it and they're going to make it work for what they need, right? If they're testing it, they're going to use it. Been working in financial services for a pretty good amount of time. They're not even going to waste time looking at something they're not going to use, right? If they're testing it, they're going to use it. They're going to figure out what's the best way, what's the possible way to use it, and figure out how to optimize it to make them as much money as possible. XRP remains at the center of the conversation. Reports note that advisors and retail holders mention it often, and that the community enthusiasm keeps it in headlines, but supply, custody arrangements, and regulated product wrappers are the things that actually move investable capital. Meanwhile, the ledger that underpins the token is being vetted for features at large institutions funding. The ledger pace and fee profile has been looked at closely in these checks. Enterprise features and tokenization funds. Reports say the network includes native AMM like mechanisms on ledger exchanges and trust line tools that can be adopted to compliance steps. These features are part of the conventional firms have willing to run pilots. Franklin Templeton and DBS took part in tokenizing funds work last year, testing how regulated assets might flow on chain better than liquidity. The results were mixed, but unstructured tokenization can shorten settlement windows, yet legal and custody questions take time to solve. Reports note collaboration between market infrastructure teams and specialist firms to enable fund share swaps and stablecoin rails. Scrutiny helped the bridge securitization, helped bridge traditional fund shares on chain. Representatives and Gemini were named in pilots that try converting funds exposed into a liquid on-chain firm. Interesting. Let's look at the market. So currently the crypto market is up 1.34% to 2.34 trillion. The CNC 20 is down 0.41 to $138.88. The fear and greed is pulling back to a 12 extreme fear. Altcoin season is pulling away from Bitcoin dominance to 32, and the average crypto RSI is 48.48. Imagine that. So XRP's price is $1.46, down 91.91% in 24 hours. Market cap is 88.8 billion, down 9.91%. 24-hour trading volume is 9.2 billion, down 17.25%. Update: XRP Ledger activate permissioned DEX updates to boost institutional DeFi adoption. XRP AL unlocks tokens escrow. XLS 85 multi-asset conditional settlement goes live. The XRP Ledger just activated token escrow. Big news for XRP. The XRP Ledger just launched the permissionless DEX, making it easier for institutionals to trade safely and follow regulators. XRP finds short-term support, but bears aren't gone yet. XRP slipped below $1.55 to $1.50, even dipping to $1.42 before consolidating. XRP XLS 85, the new frontier programmable settlement. The XRP level has officially leveled up with mainnet activation of the token escrow. A lot of things happening on the XRP ledger. The crypto exchange in 2026 is more notable. That's too much. Never read all that. Breaking out of the falling channel. Ripple has been trapped within a descending triangle and falling channel, but now it's nearing the key support zone. Price action shows a potential reversal with bulls looking to take control. If support holds, a breakout above resistance line could trigger a strong rally back towards the upper channel. XRP offers spot ETFs, complete regulatory clarity, permission domain DEX XLS 80, the native token escrow XLS built for institutions. The floodgates aren't opening, they're already opening. RealFi is proud to announce that Amazon is now approved vendor of RealFi ecosystem powered by the XRP ledger, valued at around approximately 2.1 trillion USD. The processing over 830 billion annually. Amazon customers can now submit eligible receipts through RealFi to earn real token rewards. What? This milestone strengthens RealFi mission to drive global adoption or global blockchain adoption through real world transactions. So you can put the receipt on there? That's weird. XRP trading volume flips Bitcoin in South Korea reaching $50.17. XRP overtakes Bitcoin in South Korea. XRP is trading at $50.17 US, while global exchanges show significant lower prices. This disparity is that. So how can they show $50 in Korea, but everybody else is $1 something? And how can I move mine over to Korea and make some money on it? Just playing. But why is their number completely different from everybody else's? That doesn't even make sense. But we'll have to wait it out and see. That's pretty interesting. Breaking news, XRP Ledgers goes institutional. The XRP Ledger has launched a member-only deck built for regulators. Breaking news, Amazon releases a paper confirming partnership with Ripple and the use of the XRP for payment transactions as RealFi begins payment rewards using XRPL real tokens for Amazon. February 28th, global XRPL tokens listed confirmed. Trillions in potential capital are reported preparing to enter the XRP Ledger ecosystem, with real token positioned to facilitate payment rewards across major merchants, including Amazon. With a 100 billion market cap, objective projections indicate Real could see significant upside from its current 0.043 to $80 or even 90 level under strong adoption scenarios. What is this Real? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about the Flare XRP ecosystem and the history there. But as always, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. Miners out.